What's going on, guys? Michael here at 3D Print Everything, and just to cut to the chase, this video is going to be why not to get a Creality K2 Plus versus like an H2S. So if you're toying between these two choices, they're pretty much the same price with the 4-color add-on. Let me just show you why. So this part printed from the bottom here up to the top here, and if you haven't already noticed it, look at the print quality. I run a 3D printing service, so been doing this for many years. This right here is probably gonna fail this part for being approved by my client. Like, it's quite likely that she's going to complain about this and request a reprint / refund. And I don't even know, like, honestly, this is, a pretty good, I mean, look at this. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, I don't even know how you get this type of Z-banding. I had a different type of Z-banding. So, obviously, I got 3 of these guys here. The second one I got created a different form of this immediately at like 1/2 inch, and I immediately returned it. But I was like, you know what? I've got this big job. I need a printer this big. So, let me get a couple more just to make sure that it's good. And I got a second one, and that seemed to work out okay. Yeah, although there was another issue that I went into, and I thought that it was working well enough that I got a third one. But this is becoming more and more consistent. Now, this was right after doing a full calibration on all 3 of them at the same exact time. I did not do this print or the calibrations or anything just to make this video. But, you might be saying here, well, hey, Michael, I see you've got the same part on these other 2. Like, maybe it's just that one that's not looking good. Well, I haven't even looked at the other ones. But if 1 out of 3 is causing that bad of a problem, that's enough for me to not want to chance it. But let's look and see what's going on with this one. So this one has been the most reliable one. This was the very first one. And the reason why I even decided to get a second one, let's look at it from the bottom. And, here we go. This is another thing I noticed. The bed is falling apart quicker than the other pieces. This black is not PETG or, some material from another print. This is the actual bed material coming off on the part. And, it's a little harder to see. But right there, you see it missing, and then in other places it's missing. The bed is just falling apart. That stinks. Now, we might say, hey, Michael, that doesn't look quite as bad as the other one you got there. I mean, no. But is that good? No. It's not good. I mean, let's look at the difference there. Quite a difference, but the same problem. Now why are we having that issue? Like, this part is thick enough that we shouldn't be getting, like, what I call the skyscraper effect, where the part moves back and forth like this from the nozzle pushing on it. The nozzle is not making this sway back and forth as it goes over it. It did its belt tensioning calibration. It did everything. It's not on the X and Y. It seems to be just on the, X and Y. It's not on Y. It seems to only be on the X. But, oh, Michael, let's see what the third one looks like here. We have another piece of junk there. And, let's look. Oh, look. It's different than this one and that one, but the same problem. So we have a different amount of spacing on this one that is causing an issue to that one. Now, if any of you know how to solve this, I would love to hear it in the comments. But as far as like buying a brand new machine and expecting perfection, and buying a brand new large format machine and needing it to print tall, large parts, this is, a full 12-inch part. that will not fit on a P1S, you know, would possibly fit on this machine. And let's look at the height of this part here, you know. So we're already at the same area where we would be seeing issues if this was going to give us issues, but it's not. And this part is even too big for this machine. So that's why we have a couple of K3 Maxes, because occasionally we get something that needs, you know, over 400. But I mean, let's look at that one. Because it's PETG and it's an open bed, it's popped off the bed, and that part is probably trash, a complete waste of a roll of filament, a whole day of printing, and I am going to need to stop that shortly. This one over here, somewhere in the printing process, the filament got hung on that little black part. It just unraveled itself for no good reason and jammed that. So now, after a whole day of printing, I've lost, you know, that plus what I've lost here, a whole roll of filament, and a day's worth of printing on 2 machines. The K3 Max is not without its issues, but this is unacceptable. You know, to spend $1,100 plus tax on 3 machines that are giving me the same Z banding issue. On the higher up it goes. I mean, look, it's fairly consistent in that we get, what, maybe 8 inches up. You know, this one looks like it got just a little bit higher, and then it started Z-banding. The same, like, no changes between them. It just fails. I'm really disappointed in this. I'll try printing these on my H2S's and see what they look like on that one. I'll have to do that tomorrow because they're busy doing the job I bought them for. But this is just really frustrating. I mean, just coming in this morning, and this is, you know, the perils of running a 3D print shop and having different print jobs every single day, because maybe for whatever reason a different print job it would print better, but this one it just didn't. You know, I need consistency and reliability across all types of prints. You know, if this was your Iron Man helmet that you were trying to print, or your Star Wars helmet, and the whole top half of it looked like that, I mean, what are you going to do? Spend many hours sanding it down, as many hours as it would take to just reprint the dang thing? You know, this is it's just unacceptable. You know, I was really hoping for the best with this Creality. I saw that it had a bunch of calibrations. I have all the advanced calibration stuff turned on, so if you're using your K2 Plus and you don't even know that there's a couple of flow calibrations and other calibrations you can turn on, I've got everything turned on that I can do to make this print good. This is a super easy print, rapid Eligo PETG. There's no way filament could be the cause of this. Absolutely no way. And it's the same variables between all 3. The same exact slice, the same settings. It's like 20% infill, 3 walls. It's a sturdy print. And I just get junk on the top end. I mean, this is supposed to be a uniform assembly. I've got to put 6 of these together, so I still got 3 more to print. And then, you know, magnets are going to go in there, and it's got to look, you know, as clean as it does down there as it does up there, because it's going to look dumb otherwise. It looks dumb right now. You know, I put 6 of those together. They're not going to look congruent. They're not going to look, you know, I would have to print all of them on the same machine in order to get them to look the same, and even then I'm going to have that gradient, and I can't. So yeah, like, just straight up, in short, yeah, you know, I know this isn't a short video, but the print quality for tall prints is unacceptable. You know, if you are just going to print something on the K2 Plus that's going to be shorter than 8 inches, but you need that width, maybe you can get good print quality. But you know, God bless you if you try to do a 12-inch tall or taller print and want to not have Z-banding issues, because you know, I was really hoping I was over this when I returned the second one I ever got within 2 days. Micro Center was very confused when I was returning a brand new printer. But you know, there's in my experience, there's no point, you know, when I've got all these and the whole other setup upstairs, and going back and forth with the manufacturer on what the problem is. You know, I generally just figure it out. But this is something where, you know, I'm not a hobbyist. I don't have a lot of time to just sit here and tinker and print and tinker and print. You know, I'm behind on, maybe not behind on orders, but like I'm stacked on orders. I've got custom stuff out the wazoo that I got to print, and you know, I don't have time to just wait and hope that I can figure out what this issue is, or go back and forth for days, hours, and you know, go back and forth with support. I need a machine that works. I need a machine that is reliable. I need a machine that will stay reliable for, you know, thousands of print hours. And yeah, you know, the Bamboo H2S has its own, you know, flaws, and I've so far been able to work with them slash you know, deal with them. But we'll try this out. I'll interrupt 6 of my machines just to do this so I can get it done in one day. You know, we'll start that tomorrow, so I'll do a second video of a follow-up of this to see how the H2S does. But you know, I've already printed some tall stuff like this, and it didn't look this bad. It looked better than anything I had seen before, honestly. I printed some stuff taller than this on the H2S. Now, it was a different shape, so I'm going to test it with the same exact shape, and we're going to see, you know, if I get Z-banding issues on the H2S, I'll eat my words on this one. I might even delete the video, but I'm not expecting to. You know, I fully expect, if you want to see the follow-up of this video tomorrow, but this is enough for me that whether the H2S, you know, causes Z-banding on this print or not, which, again, I'm, like, really sure it's not, because I've already printed this shape on those up there, just at a different size. Like, I would not buy this printer if I had seen these prints before I had bought it. If someone said, hey, look, this is what this printer is going to do, this is what 3 brand new machines, you know, a couple hundred hours, you know, this is, like, I can check. This is the oldest one. You know, I don't print on this just every single day. Let's see. What, maintenance, daily maintenance, blah, 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 logs. I don't even know where. Let's see. About, maybe. How many hours does this thing have? Total time, 800 hours. Okay? So maybe we could say we've broken that one in. But let's see here. And you're like, oh, 800 hours is a lot. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's see. How much does this one have? 200 hours. So the one with 200 hours is the one who does this, and the one with 800 hours does that. Like, it doesn't make sense, and it's not related to hours. It's not related to anything I can tell other than, you know, something is literally scooting that nozzle or bed back and forth, and it's just not good. You know, I can sit here and complain about this all day long. I need to get back to work. I just want to inform y'all so that, you know, none of you make a $4,000 mistake like I have. Yeah, you know, maybe I could have said that one of these was useful and I got some prints out of it and got some prints done. Yeah, you know, maybe I could say they've already paid for themselves based on the prints that I've done off of them for service. But, like, this just makes me not want to use them. I mean, literally, what am I supposed to do? Like, now I have to wonder if the print I'm going to put on it is going to do it. Like, I've got, you know, like, cast L, you know, D for doubt or whatever. I can't trust that these guys are going to do a good job now. And, you know, what do I sell them used, take a big money loss on them? I mean, probably. It's just frustrating. Like, I wasn't trying to buy, you know, 3 more H2S's to go down here and replace these, but that might be what I need to do, just because I'm not, you know, I don't know what to. It's just unfortunate, because I would have rather have spent the new money on an H2S than these guys. You know, granted, I bought this one and this one before the H2S came out, but I bought this one after it came out. So, dang it. Anyways, guys, don't make the mistake I did. I don't recommend the K2 Plus anymore. I thought it was good. I gave it a decent review before, but you know, this print alone, the same print on 3 different printers, not good, not reliable. Very frustrating. Like, share, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts. If you're having great luck with the K2 Plus, if you've had bad, experience with the K2 Plus, yeah, if this helped change your mind to get a Bamboo, let me know. Please talk about it in the comments, because I really want y'all's opinion on what you've seen here, on your experience with the machine. If you know of a way to fix this, if you've run into this same exact problem, how do I resolve this? And thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Later.